I just finished a musical short film called Yasuke's Retirement, inspired by the African samurai Yasuke, who was brought to Japan by the Jesuits in the 1600s and served under the feudal Lord Nobunaga. After Lord Nobunaga lost his campaign, nobody knows what happened to Yasuke. So I wanted to imagine that Yasuke, I imagined that there was a lot of trauma in his journey, the journey from Africa to Japan and then having to fight. And so I imagined that he either sent for his family or had a family, and they retired to a Zen temple in the mountains, and he worked for the rest of his life to cultivate peace in the present while healing from the past. It's a metaphor for, I think, my own spiritual and mental health journey and how the Dharma and my family have really helped me become more whole over the years. So if you would kindly, Danny, how you doing? Can we be un-Buddhist for Danny, please? Yes. Thank you, Danny, for holding us down with the audio visuals. So I think we'll start with the short film just to set the vibe, and then we'll keep it rolling from there. So please enjoy. It's about 15 minutes. Yasuke's Retirement.
Once upon a time, there was a samurai. He fought and won many battles for his lord, but no battle was more brutal than the one he fought within himself. After years of war, he laid down his sword and retired with his family to a Zen temple in the mountains. There, he discovered the poetry of a great ancestor named Ka, whose words stirred something deep within him. Inspired, the samurai became a poet and a student of Zen. He tended the temple's flower garden, creating beauty in the present while healing from the past. And on days when his heart felt dark, he would look to the sky and see Komorebi, the sunlight leaking through the trees. This is his testament.
Shariputra, form does not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form itself is emptiness. Emptiness itself, form. Sensations, perceptions, formations, and consciousness are also like this.
Breath is love and love is all, softer than the breeze that turns the summer into fall. Form is emptiness and emptiness is form. I'm breathing in a quiet place where memories are born, sitting hours long in poses, plus the power of enforcers. Turn me from an ogre to a flower garden stroller. Komorebi photographer holding heavy binoculars. Each falling leaf is a slow and steady provocateur. Perpetual evaporation, no matter how you move the decimals and calculations. The mystery reinvents, pray I'm a great-grandfather when my breathing relents. Finally, I wanna live. Romanticizing death is just the luxury of kids. Amitabha, Avalokiteshvara, my son and daughters, fathered by a foolish man to prove destiny in nirvana. Blessings can now befall us, devils can only stall us. We adopt the mind of Joseph when heaven's messengers call us. 7 steps in the garden, or sending flesh to piranhas, or a bodhisattva holding a treasure chest for the farmers.
Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath. Take a breath.
Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, Dharma, Sangha, and Buddha. Me and Ayana like Moggallana and Sariputra. A liturgical reference if ever you read the suttas. Allen Iverson provides if you ever need a computer. Young Bruce Wayne watching Zorro. Born eye sipping Suntory mixed with Sapporo. The relevance is Dali, Salvatore Mundi. Llamas is in the lobby. Promises often haunt me. My common sense was Atari. The levels built with my Akis was my eventual sorries. But why apologize for living? My teacher told me only I could compromise my sitting. Thank you, God, for this moment. I know it could be worse with even harder components. I invited God's spirit to enter me, to be a conduit and expression of legacy. Time keeps turning, the mind keeps yearning. Fire sermon said that everything my eyes see burning. Returning to the source between the rhythm of my thoughts. Even in the deepest silence, know the rhythm isn't lost. Little did I know what losing innocence would cost. All the obstacles that I would come to witness through the course. Take a breath. Take a breath. Meditation at the tree of resilience. The hollow trunk reveals the burns I can feel in my feelings. Hard to extinguish all the fires I redeem while I'm healing. Hard to distinguish from the visions I can see when I'm kneeling. I'm being enough as I spot a sublime. Walking the mountains, dancing with the sunlight through the pines. Time after time, broken hearted, the life of my dime. Spiraling chimes punctuated my life full of crimes. I'm being enough as I learn and unfold. The words I compose fly away as a murder of crows. Soon as the moment good and evil converge in my soul, a new awakening begins to emerge and unfold. This is Shikantaza, sit and breathe and leave the peace to mama. Some repeat the horror, some go deep and then complete the saga.
Breath. Take a breath.
Some go deep and then complete the saga.
Breath. Take a breath.
Shariputra. All things are marked by emptiness. They neither arise nor cease, are neither defiled nor pure, neither increase nor decrease. This perfect wisdom carries us from the banks of suffering to the shores of liberation.
Then Almitra spoke again and said, "And what of marriage, master?" And the prophet answered, saying, "You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. Aye, you shall be together even in the silent memory of God."
Words can't describe what I saw in you. I approached without a plan, never thought it through. All I wanted was for us to be connected. Asked if I could take you out to dinner, you accepted. I told you I was a SEAL in the Lord's Navy. You told me you was the same, we was both crazy. Your mother taught you how to meditate, so did mine. And you grew up a little too fast, so did I. Couldn't understand the feeling, this is more than love. It's like the atom split that found a fit in both of us. You and I, the story of the wolf and dove. Your shoulders held all of my tears as I opened up. Half Pittsburgh, half Atlanta. Silver Spring taught me it's the little things that matter. Your parents one and only, my parents one and only. Until the day we found each other, both of us were lonely. I was 18, you was 19. Young lovers, but it's more than it might seem. This the Bodhisattva path, this is Mahakala. This is Kuan Yin, Avalokiteshvara. This is God's wisdom, this is Psalms written. This is the Bhagavad Gita to free the heart's prison. They say you never talk, They felt awkwardly. I just looked at them and smiled and said, she talks to me. Your face can only be compared to the rising sun. I pray to be the nest where you rest when your flying's done. I just hope you know I worship you, and when we reincarnate, I'm gonna search for you. I never wanna be away from you. Wake up in the morning and I pray for you. They say the Dharma is a sacred jewel. When they ask me what the Dharma is, I say it's you. Before it ever was a song, we called each other twin. Last life in the temple, now we back again. Thank you for your wisdom, all the life you've given. Thank you for your sense of humor, thank you for existing. I know I still have work to do. You're the reason life is purposeful. I just hope you know I worship you, and when we reincarnate, I'm gonna search for you. But for now, time found us, and my gratitude is boundless. Love is patience, love is grace, and both of these are understatements. Be the mountain, be the ocean, be forgiven, be devotion, concentration, then distraction, slowly learning, self-compassion. When you feel it's getting scary, just remember, it's temporary. First it's coming, then it's going. Everything is forever flowing. Trust awareness, that's your knowing, that there's no coming or no going. Into being, interweaving, spring, summer, fall, winter speaking, staying present, then distracted, then returning. This is practice. Visits by the demon, sit and watch your breathing. Soon as you can see him, that's when he'll be leaving. Open your awareness, let your body settle. When you learn to let go, thoughts are just an echo. Let go of the struggle, let go of the striving. Life is all around you, try to rest inside it. Searching, you won't find it. When you recognize it, God is like the sun, you are what the light is. So be the mother, be the dad, be the friend you never had. Be the sun, be the earth, be the death, be the birth. See the past, see the future, be the present, be the Buddha. When you start to get distracted, just come back again, this is practice. I lie awake, a quiet place, see the eyes behind the face, close the door behind the gate. My teacher said, no time to wait. Ancient trees, painted breeze, the simple pattern of ginkgo leaves. Pray for love, pray for peace, pray for change, wait and see. Autumn nights, shooting stars, quiet dawn, who is God? Through the heart, do my part, the turning of the wheel of Buddhist art. Sit and listen, inner visions, intuition, intermissions, then returning, then releasing. This is practice, keep repeating.
This is our practice, to return to the present moment again and again with an open mind and an open heart.
And so, the samurai found the will to live. He continued to plant flowers, to write poetry, to care for his family, to practice Zen. In the forest of his heart, the will to live became the sun, Komorebi, the sunlight through the leaves, until the sunlight, trees, and samurai became indistinguishable.
Thank you.
Once upon a time, there was a samurai.
I didn't know y'all liked it that much. All right. Thanks. What y'all think? Just thumbs. Okay. Yeah, it's my little art project. We're going to see what happens. But yeah, thank you. One of the beautiful things about where being deliberate in bringing my music and my practice together is that it's also fun to bring my family along, for them to join me on this journey and for us to make like family art projects. So, yeah, thank you so much. I thought we could begin with a short meditation that will flow into a sound bath, and will just naturally flow into songs from my album Komorebi. So I should probably... So some of the songs you heard in the short film, you'll hear in the set. The word Komorebi is a Japanese word that doesn't have a one-to-one English translation. It's roughly translated as the sunlight filtering through the leaves or the sunlight coming through the trees. To me, it represents being able to do the most good by just being yourself. The sun just being itself, the leaves just being itself, the observer just being him, her, or their self. And also the emergence of peace of mind, wisdom, compassion, any of the spiritual qualities that we are hoping to develop on our path. So if you like, you can close your eyes or rest your gaze. And let's just take a moment to give ourselves permission to arrive right here and right now in this moment. If you know the feeling of setting down heavy luggage after a long journey, or taking off your shoes after a long hike, setting down your backpack after a long day of school. That feeling of, we can give ourselves that same gift by gently letting go of everything that's happened before right now. So as you breathe out, you can imagine that you are just unburdening yourself with all that has come and gone, giving yourself the gift of being right here, right now. In the same way, we can also give ourselves the gift of not having to worry about what might happen next. The seeds of the future exist in the here and now. So the future that we want to see can only come to pass based on how we take care of our minds, bodies, and hearts in this moment. You might notice that your body is breathing. If it feels comfortable, for the next few breaths, as you breathe in, you can silently say to yourself the words, right here. And as you breathe out, silently saying to yourself the words, right now. Right here, right now. Relaxing your shoulders and feeling the support of the great earth beneath you. Right here, right now. I invite you to take a moment and just notice how you feel. Checking in with yourself the same way you would check in on a loved one or a friend. Asking yourself, how are you right now? And letting yourself answer honestly. Noticing how you're doing in mind, body, and heart. And based on how you're feeling in this moment, if your best friend or someone that you love, if they were feeling exactly how you're feeling in this moment, what would you say to them? Whatever you would say to them, you can say to yourself. Speaking to yourself with the kindness and the care of a friend. And if it's not easy to offer friendliness to yourself right now, that's okay. Just being willing is enough. Just being willing is enough. We are supported by the great earth beneath us, which is our own body. Supported by the great atmosphere around us, our own breathing, and deep listening. We are supported by the great sky above us, our vast, clear awareness. As our time together unfolds, I invite you to come back to your body, the great earth, to your breathing and deep listening, the great atmosphere, and to the openness of your mind, the great sky. Anytime you feel you need to come back to the here and now, you can always come back home. Right here, right now.
not differ from emptiness. Emptiness does not differ from form. Form itself is emptiness. Emptiness itself, form. Sensations, perceptions, formations, and consciousness are also like this.
Breath is love and love is all, softer than the breeze that turns the summer into fall. Form is emptiness and emptiness is form. I'm breathing in a quiet place where memories are born, sitting hours long in poses, plus the power of enforcers. Turn me from an ogre to a flower garden stroller. Komorebi photographer holding heavy binoculars. Each falling leaf is a slow and steady provocative. Perpetual evaporation, no matter how you move the decimals and calculations. The mystery reinvents, pray I'm a great-grandfather when my breathing relents. Finally, I want to live. Romanticizing death is just the luxury of kids. Amitabha, Kichesvara, my son and daughters, fathered by a foolish man to prove destiny in nirvana. Blessings can now befall us, devils could only stall us. We adopt the mind of Joseph when heaven's messengers call us. Or sending flesh to piranhas, or a bodhisattva holding a treasure chest for the farmers. Take a breath. Take a breath. Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha, Dharma, Sangha, and Buddha. Me and Ayana like Moggallana and Sariputra. A liturgical reference if ever you read the suttas. Allen Iverson provides if you ever need a computer. Young Bruce Wayne watching Zorro. Born eye sipping Suntory mixed with Sapporo. The relevance is Dali, Salvatore Mundi, Lamas is in the lobby. Promises often haunt me, my common sense was Atari. The levels built with my Akis was my eventual sorries. But why apologize for living? My teacher told me only I could compromise my sitting. Thank you, God, for this moment. I know it could be worse with even harder components. I invited Ka's spirit to enter me, to be a conduit and expression of legacy. Time keeps turning, the mind keeps yearning. Fire sermon said that everything my eyes see burning. Returning to the source between the rhythm of my thoughts. Even in the deepest silence, know the rhythm isn't lost. Little did I know what losing innocence would cost. All the obstacles that I would come to witness through the course. Take a breath. Take a breath. Meditation at the tree of resilience. The hollow trunk reveals the burns I can feel in my feelings. Hard to distinguish from the fires I can see while I'm healing. Hard to distinguish from the visions I can see while I'm kneeling. I'm being enough as I spy the sublime. Walking the mountains, dancing with the sunlight through the pines. Time after time, broken hearted, the life of my dime. Spiraling times punctuated my life full of crimes. I'm being enough as I learn and unfold. The words I compose fly away as the murder of crows. Soon as the moment good and evil converge in my soul, a new awakening begins to emerge and unfold. This is Shikantaza. Sit and breathe and leave the peace to mama. Some repeat the horror, some go deep and then complete the saga. Breath. Take a breath. Some go deep and then complete the saga.
All things are marked by emptiness. They neither arise nor cease, are neither defiled nor pure, neither increase nor decrease. This perfect wisdom carries us from the banks of suffering to the shores of liberation.
The name of that song is Silent Illumination. This next song is called Equinox. after enlightenment dishes. All that I know is there's only this moment and never a higher position. What could inspire my vision? Open my eyes and I listen. Total surprise when I'm going inside and I know what I'll find is defying description. I'm never dying a victim, raising a child with my wisdom. Dream of the shore, but the feeling is raw when I look at the miles in the distance. Answering calls from the prison line, told them to chill and just give it time. Still when you can't see your children, even in the summer, it's cold as the winter time. Some of my people move packages, leave and then speak to the mattresses. If you could see all my damages, doubt you could ever believe how I managed. I feel the wind moving in out of my chest. Silence is loudest when I think about it. I'm emptying out until nothing is left. Moments can never be broken. Sit and reflect on a quote that can never be spoken. Let it be known I'm content to be stone as the fabric upon which the effigies woven. Freedom is all that we are. Seeing myself, everything that I see in the stars. Sometimes I weep and I sob. Loving myself is the same as believing in God. I try to let it all go. Stay in the present within the perpetual flow. Where do we go when it's done? Into the sun? Only the heavens can know. Burning the slowest of candles. Watching a butterfly go when I open my hand up. This is a koan when stillness can flow on the freedom of knowing I don't know the answer. Hell is behind us. Best we could do is just let it remind us. Hell is behind us. Presence and kindness ended my blindness. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing in. Thank you. And Maureen, you don't have to film the whole time. Just whenever. Just whenever. Yeah, just whenever. Or if you want to tell me. Oh, I should tell you. I have a confession, IMCW. Okay, so how this album came to be. I was teaching the fall mindfulness retreat at Seven Oaks. I had just flown in from Los Angeles, and I had heard about the passing of an incredible rapper named Ka, who was fairly underground, but really had a powerful impact. And I was listening to his music, and I just felt really inspired by his sort of like lyrical, meditative approach. There wasn't a whole lot of percussion. It gave him a lot of space with the lyrics. So I reached out to my producers, and I was like, hey, I want to try this. I want to try something like this. And I kind of gave them the story of Yasuke's retirement. And I was like, imagine there's a samurai who's retired. He went to go practice Zen in the mountains with his family. Can you make me music that sounds like that? And they were all kind of dumbfounded at first, but then I think they got inspired and started sending me music. So even though I know we're not supposed to listen to music on retreat, I was teaching. So that's a loophole. So I found, so I'd wake up very early, and I'd do the morning sit. I'd wake up at like 5 something, go do the morning sit, and come back, and there'd be new music in my inbox. And then during the free times, I would just go walk in nature. And over the course of that entire retreat, all 11 of these songs you're hearing came to be. It was a very powerful experience of just downloading all of this material that wanted to be written. And it doesn't really feel like I wrote it. It was a really special feeling of a collaboration of forces and energies and people that wanted this music to be alive. So yes, if you're familiar with Seven Oaks is woven into this music. It's a very spiritual place, and highly recommend you visit that retreat center. This song, Dawn, was written at dawn at Seven Oaks. dawn emerges and the verse begins to write itself. A flock of geese over the temple flying quiet stealth. I might as well begin to activate my private shell, mourning the goodness of my rest, but now I'm rising well. Missing my children caused the water in my eyes to swell. I let the water fall as I exhale, I'm by myself. Recite the morning gatha that Thich Nhat Hanh instructed. This is a new 24 hours, may I be productive. May I smile at life in each and every action, and look upon all beings with eyes of compassion. This isn't only for the chosen few, abundant like the light reflected in the morning dew. According to the older schools, you need to focus through. According to the younger schools, you keep an open view. Regardless, self-compassion remains the hardest, but most important tool in the repertoire you can harness. And so if nothing else, I try to love myself. Resist the urge to throw a book when I judge myself. More and more you'll find me on retreat amongst the mountains. Pray that I practice well and be a source for fountains. Dawn. I'm sitting, of course, feeling the force, patiently dealing with thoughts. Healing, of course, from being so lost, so sometimes I'm feeling remorse. I try to forgive myself, no one can ever know what it was like to have been myself. Here in the present, it's all effervescent, a flash in the light that reveals myself. Taking the time to look at my mind and see how the patterns are working. My teacher said I do not have to do nothing with it, just sit back and observe it. Upon observation, everything is free already. Life is full of ups and downs, you can't keep it steady. Keeping composure in the constant changes. Awaken from prolonged exposure to your contemplation. Number one lesson I learned on retreat. The road is rocky, when you stumble, get back on your feet. Dawn.
Thank you. How's it sounding out there to y'all? Nice, yay! I think this next song is Practice. Yes. The next song is called Practice, and I think that's all I want to say about it. Love is patience, love is grace, and both of these are understatements. Be the mountain, be the ocean, be forgiven, be devotion, concentration, then distraction, slowly learning, self-compassion. When you feel it's getting scary, just remember it's temporary. First it's coming, then it's going. Everything is forever flowing. Trust awareness, that's your knowing that there's no coming or no going. It's inner visions, intuition, inner visions, then releasing. This is practice, keep repeating. Visits by the demon, sit and watch your breathing. Soon as you can see him, that's when he'll be leaving. Open your awareness, let your body settle. When you learn to let go, thoughts are just an echo. Struggle, let go of the striving. Life is all around you, try to rest inside it. Searching, you won't find it. When you recognize that God is like the sun, you are what the light is. So be the mother, be the dad, be the friend you never had. Be the sun, be the earth, be the death, be the birth. See the past, see the future, be the present, be the Buddha. And when you start to get distracted, just come back again. This is practice.
See the eyes behind the face. Close the door behind the gate. My teacher said, no time to wait. Ancient trees, painted breeze, the simple pattern of ginkgo leaves. I pray for love, I pray for peace, I pray for change, I wait and see. Autumn nights, shooting stars, quiet dawn, who is God? Through the heart, I do my part. The turning of the wheel of Buddhist art. Sit and listen, inner visions, intuitions, intermissions, then returning, then releasing. This is practice, keep repeating.
This is our practice, to return to the present moment again and again with an open mind and an open heart.
So that's my son, Sita. The first voice you heard a couple songs ago was my daughter, Sati. Then you heard my mother-in-law. So this is a whole family project. After COVID, I moved the studio into my bedroom. My daughter taught me how to use GarageBand, and I've been recording in the house ever since. The name of this song is Love is Patience. Danny, can I get these in the monitors a little bit more, please? Patience. Love is patience. Love is patience. Autumn leaves escape the tree of life. Instead of speaking two and thrice, I try to be precise. Often I end where I begin at. It's cyclical, more like elliptical within the synapse. Where I've been at, the temple or my house, staring at my children, sentimental with my spouse. I thought I wasn't strong enough to go a better route, so I'm thanking my Hakala for the strength that got me out. Concentrated pleasures, simplicity for letting go of complicated measures. My heart betrays the soft embrace of Dharma when I'm sped up. The truth is that I'm never gonna change until I'm fed up. Till then I keep my head up, quietly staring at the wall. Observe the present moment while I'm bearing all my flaws. Who knew that my awareness would be tearing down the walls of my carelessness until I learned to care about it all. Love is patience. Love is patience. Love is patience. Love is patience. State of grace is humility. Shakyamuni said embrace your ability. Sitting with my master, the blaze of her scrutiny. Nothing can taste more beautifully. I used to speak with food and cheek when truth was weak and youth was bleak, but somehow I still grew to seek the Buddha's speech for true relief. Happiness is new to me, laughing as it grew in me. My teacher's words and how I seek to serve needed congruency. I fought a war inside that probably made Jehovah close his eyes and meditate on ways to help me find a path to open skies and from the peace revealed to me. What remains is still to see. For now, what does my stillness lead? Bowing at my children's feet. Patience. Love is patience. Love is patience. Love is patience. I've been using the title of this song as a mantra when I think about our country, when I think about my spiritual practice, when I'm frustrated with my children, when I'm frustrated with myself, that love is patience. Love is seeing the best in each one of us, including ourselves, and patiently supporting the conditions for that beauty to emerge. Thank you. This next song is called Reborn Crows. It's a song about spiritual warriorship, and the crow is an ancestor of mine, represents my grandmother. Eyelids half open, slight chill, draft blowing, doors creak,
turn handles. In the Zendo, I burn candles, burn incense, learn mantras. Second chance to that first answer. Radiate like I burn cancer. Black fist like that first panther. Both howls, crows call, PTSD from my close calls. Till the day the whole world wakes up, I'm boxed in by these close walls. No one's left out. Lord Buddha, my head bows. Sit and stare, no splitting hairs. I tore two with slow steps down. Remember, this only is emptiness, nothing is steadiness. Open to readiness. Do not believe it just because I said it is. Try it and see for yourself if it's medicine. See the rise, see the fall. Let go and you see it all. Graduation from self-deception, self-acceptance, resurrection. Ancestors, I chant those. Open windows I can't close. No words to describe the feeling when I free the thoughts my mind's hands hold. I remember those silent wars. I remember those quiet battles. I remember feeling like this is more than I can handle. Mental illness veteran. Do whatever, get better, friend. Do whatever you got to do to turn hard beginnings into better ends. Half Bodhisattva, half Tony Montana, but which one would become my total persona? T'Challa walking through portals in Ghana. I looked out and all that I saw was the llamas. I'm bowing in reverence. Power is heaven said, you know and I know. Power is evident. Love is the answer to hatred. No one can escape it when you see the actual measurement. See the rise, see the fall. Let go and you free it all. Graduation from self-deception, self-acceptance, resurrection.
Life patiently waits for true heroes. It is dangerous when those aspiring to be heroes cannot wait until they find themselves.
That's Dad. Thank you. The name of this song is Being Enough. Still sounding okay? Being enough is like being in love. When I'm feeling as free as a dove, is my freedom enough? Could it be that believing in love is the meaning of love? Where my people's is from, all that we could become. I feel like being enough is like being in love. When I'm feeling as free as a dove, is my freedom enough? Could it be that believing in love is the meaning of love? Where my people's is from, all that we could become. Praying with my knees in the dust till my knees full of blood. Praying I get expanded, broadcasted and deepen my love. I've retreated from love, hit the streets with my thugs, finding Jesus in love. Buddha's breathing is love. Zazen, sitting still in the evening is love. The flowing breeze blowing steam off the tea in my cup. What we speaking on cuz, what we need to discuss. I know grieving is tough, I've been dreaming of love. I feel like being enough is like being in love. Legacies of what colonial Europeans corrupt. Trauma that became the music, fashion, and people we love. Trauma that became the code of honor where secrets are dug. I feel like being enough is like being in love. I know that feeling when you question your reason for love. I know the feeling when you finally meet in the plug, and now you helping all your people but feeling corrupt. You insulated from them when all they needed was love. So all the sweating and the tears didn't equal the blood. I've retreated from love, been depleted from drugs, finding Jesus in love. Buddha's breathing is love. The moon reflected off the water this evening is love. Ayana, I will love you until there's seas on the sun. My children, I will love you until infinity's done. The chances I survived my youth was 1,000,000 to 1. I feel like being enough is like being in love. Poetry that I breathe in my lungs become speaking on tongues, completed on drums, repeated. You'll see it gets deeper for seasons to come. From evening to sun, from Neo to one. What we have accomplished with love and knowledge is really not frequently done. Being enough, freedom and love, knowing there isn't any difference between me and love. No separation in between you and me is enough. To believe in this love, to be free in this love. Maybe enlightenment's as simple as being enough. Maybe enlightenment's as simple as being enough. Maybe enlightenment's as simple as being enough.
My dearest son, this is your mother. To me, being enough means being true to who you are. who you are is part of everything. Your parents, your ancestors, your children, your friends, your art. Even the parts of you that are challenging. Being at peace with who you are and giving of yourself is the embodiment of being enough. I love you dearly, my son. You are enough.
Thank you. Y'all doing okay? I know it's not easy listening to a bunch of songs you haven't heard before. How we doing? Okay, thank you. What's this next one? I love this song. This is Life of the Buddha, Part 1. Once upon a time there was the prince who was promised, who was born under a full moon and gifted with knowledge. Even the prophets and the scriptures acknowledged that he would either rule the world or free the children from bondage. Son of a king with the blood of a warrior, wisdom was his convoy, love was his courier. Maya and Suddhodana, holy mama and papa, manifested their dreaming, and so they named him Siddhartha. Every wish is fulfilled. What does the motivation underneath our wishes reveal? Every now and then something in him would feel like the world isn't real, like a gerbil and wheel. Sex, money, and power, women for every hour, rare wine to pair with the dinners that he devoured. But all it made him feel was emptiness. Had an idea to turn his crib into an empty nest. So he left the palace walls so he could learn about it all. If everything was bull, then he would learn to be the matador. Probably had second thoughts, probably missed his fam, of course, deep in the jungle, thinking he went about it wrong. Still he went to teacher after teacher, in the forest practicing with seeker after seeker. Studied with Alara Kalama, taught him meditative absorption that's known as the jhanas. But when Alara taught Siddhartha all that he could teach him, he saw the student had surpassed him and he couldn't reach him. So off Siddhartha went to find another tutor and found himself at the feet of Uddaka Ramaputra. Uddaka taught him how to reach the highest state of mind, but it didn't give the satisfaction that he came to find. Siddhartha tried to find a way to go beyond himself, so he sat under a tree and he starved himself. First he gave up his wealth, then he gave up his health. Is this what he was searching for? Leaving his family to only end up hurting more. And just before he slipped away, he thought about a middle way. Siddhartha took some food that was offered and found the strength to meditate a little bit longer. The devil and his armies rose up to stop him, brought women to seduce him and demons to haunt him. But nothing could disturb his composure, and the earth began to fill with the smell of ambrosia. Enlightenment was more than dreams he invented, and the first thing he saw was everything is connected. And so compassion is the truth from the get-go, and you can only achieve satisfaction if you let go. Thank you.
Then
my daughter,
spoke again
Samadhi.
and said, "And what of marriage, master?" And the prophet answered, saying, "You were born together, and together you shall be forevermore. You shall be together when the white wings of death scatter your days. Aye, you shall be together even in the silent memory of God."
Words can't describe what I saw in you. I approached without a plan, never thought it through. All I wanted was for us to be connected. Asked if I could take you out to dinner, you accepted. I told you I was a SEAL in the Lord's Navy. You told me you was the same. We was both crazy. Your mother taught you how to meditate, and so did mine. And you grew up a little too fast, so did I. Couldn't understand the feeling. This is more than love. It's like the atom split that found a fit in both of us. You and I, the story of the wolf and dove. Your shelters held all of my tears as I opened up. Half Pittsburgh, half Atlanta. Silver Spring taught me it's the little things that matter. Your parents one and only, my parents one and only. Until the day we found each other, both of us were lonely. I was 18, you was 19, young lovers, but it's more than it might seem. This the Bodhisattva path, this is Mahakala, this is Kuan Yin, Avalokitesvara, this is God's wisdom, this is Psalms written, this is the Bhagavad Gita to free the heart's prison. They say you never talk, they felt awkwardly. I just looked at her and smiled and said she talks to me. Your face could only be compared to the rising sun. I pray to breathe the nest where you rest when your flying's done. I just hope you know I worship you, and when you reincarnate, I'm gonna search for you. I never wanna be away from you. Wake up in the morning and I pray for you. They say the Dharma is a sacred jewel. When they ask me what the Dharma is, I say it's you. Before it ever was a song, we called each other twin. Last life in the temple, now we back again. Thank you for your wisdom, all the life you've given. Thank you for your sense of humor, thank you for existing. I know I still have work to do. You're the reason life is purposeful. I just hope you know I worship you. And when we reincarnate, I'm gonna search for you. But for now, time found us, and my gratitude is boundless. Thank you. My daughter, Sandara.
Your children are not your children. They are the expressions of life's longing for itself. They come through you, but not from you. And though they are with you, they belong not to you. You may give them your love, but not your thoughts, for they have their own thoughts. You may house their bodies, but not their souls, for their souls dwell in the house of tomorrow, which you cannot visit, not even in your dreams. You may strive to be like them, but seek not to make them like you. For life goes not backward, nor tarries with yesterday. You are the bows from which your children as living arrows are sent forth.
If you have a copy of my book and you want to read along to this next song, it's on page 137. It's called Sasana. To my children, this is me, your father. Now, I don't know if I'm the guy that you would have chose if you had full control, but that's just how it goes. And this is a song to let you know the feelings that are there, even though no words could ever really compare. I don't know how to put in words all that I feel, all I've observed, all that you've taught, all that I've learned, all I've awakened to since you've returned, all of the love, all of the tears, all of the confidence, all of the fears, all of the happiness, all of the pride, all of the ignorance I try to hide, all your accomplishments, all of your glory, all the new chapters you write in your story, all of the patience, all of devotion, all of the beautiful, painful emotions, all the success, all of the failure. Sometimes I can't believe half of me made you, but sometimes I can. Look at your hands, look at your art, look at your spark. Thank you for
for life. Thank you for hope. Thank you for giving me reasons to cope. Thank you for laughter. Thank you for lessons. Thank you for thousands and billions of blessings. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for speaking. Thank you for even the secrets you're keeping. You are the Buddhas, the Bodhis, the true and the holy. You love me even though you know me and my imperfections. I try to protect them and be your example and be your protection. Bring me your problems, your sorrows, your questions. We'll figure out some way to solve them together. I will accept you. I will defend you. If I don't know something, I won't pretend to. Life is a gift. Nothing is permanent. Live in the moment, absorb it and learn from it. Take what you've learned and apply it with kindness and know that your spirit's already enlightened. Cherish existence. Know what your worth is. Whatever brings you the most joy is your purpose. Nobody else is in your mind but yourself, so only you can be truly kind to yourself. There is no need to free yourself. You are already free. Just be yourself. Love yourself for who you are. You will always be my shooting stars. Daddy loves you. No surprise. I will always be by your side in the morning, in the nighttime. I'll be there for you every lifetime. Be there for each other. Take care of each other. And remember, no one can compare to your mother.
My loves, my babies, it is the greatest honor to be your mother. If only you could see yourselves through my eyes, then you would understand the awe and wonder I feel every day. You are each a manifestation of the deepest love shared between Daddy and me. You are my bright lights in the dark. You give my life purpose. Through loving you, I have learned love, true unconditional love. And in that love, I am still growing. Carrying each of you was one of the happiest times of my life. I felt your presence and a deep connection with you before I ever saw your faces. And I knew each of you chose to be born in your own perfect way, exactly as you were meant to, each with your own unique journey from the very beginning. As you walk your path, remember, forgive yourself. Give yourself grace. Trust and follow your intuition. Lean into gratitude. Take risks. Love yourself as you change and evolve. Nurture yourself first, then let that love expand to others. You are free to create your own path, and you already hold the strength, discernment, wisdom, and courage to walk it fully. I will always be your biggest supporter. I know that you may one day have to heal from my shortcomings, and when that time comes, know that I am here to listen, to heal, and to grow with you. I am proud of each of you for striving to be your best, even when it gets really hard. Keep going. Your light is needed. I am here for you always, with love, with safety, with acceptance. I'm here to protect you and lift you when you fall. Raising you is my greatest gift. You have taught me so much, especially about myself, and that is a gift beyond measure. I cherish your sensitivity, kindness, creativity, and humor. Your pure spirits inspire me. I am grateful for you and your love. Choose joy. Walk with an open heart, knowing that within you lives the love, strength, and greatness of me, Daddy, your grandparents, and the divine guidance of your ancestors. My heart overflows with love for you, so deep, so boundless, beyond words.
Thank you. This last song is called Suchness. Sit with my crew, stare at the wall, body is settled in posture. Still this is practice, not a professional, maybe monastic imposter. What does it matter? I'm not an actor, I try to silence the chatter. Mind is so active and it's reactive, Jackson Pollock with the splatter. Feeling my body connected, my cushion supported by earth underneath me. I pray for the moment to teach me, feels like it hides when it sees me. Every new breath is a season, fertile ground to put the seed in. Pray that it grows to a tree, but my teacher said I should let go of achievement. So I'm just sitting and letting go, dropping my body like Jericho. Sound of the trumpet is silent discussions as breezes rush over the miracles. As is above, so is there below. 85 necklaces, herringbone. What all this is, we could barely know. Nowhere to hide and nowhere to go. Sit and just notice and let it 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 go. Shoulders relaxing, moments are passing, all in an orderly fashion. Feeling the glow and I'm basking, but here comes a total distraction. Here comes a thought I don't want to think, poison I really don't want to drink. Here comes a feeling I hate to feel, take my illusions and make it real. I try to watch it and not react, inside I'm stumbling, falling back. That's just anxiety talking trash, but sometimes it feels like a heart attack. Show myself love as I watch it rise, show myself love as I watch it change, show myself love as I watch it stay, show myself love as I watch it fade. Compassion for self, back to the body and breath and the sounds all around me. Sit and let gravity ground me. The moment was lost, but it found me. Started out seeking enlightenment, putting my feet in the tiger's den, till I realized I'm already free, and freedom itself is already me. Feel my whole life in the silent sit. Peace is so deep I could die like this. Freedom so spacious could fly like this. Anxiety's back, I just smile at it. Feel my whole life in a silent sit. Peace is so deep I'm alive in it. Freedom so spacious could fly like this. Joy in my heart and I smile at it. Loving it all and then letting go. 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 And that's it. Can we please get a round of applause for the incredible Kim Sator on harp? Okay, wow. Well, that was great. Well, I had a good time. Okay, so what time is it? How are we doing? Oh, nice. Look at us. Okay, so I thought I'd do this real quick, and then we could do some other stuff. First of all, it is very challenging to be a person. Every day it's challenging to be a person. You didn't make it challenging. Let me tell you something. You did not make life challenging by nature. It's just challenging. The Buddhists say it's samsara. It's just challenging. Okay, so, and you didn't make it completely unpredictable. You didn't cook in your mental health conditions. You are wearing the bodies and the brains and the hearts of your ancestors and all of their very small margins of error throughout the beginning of time, all that squirrel and rat mind that they had to use to survive till now. They didn't even know about germs until just like 100 years ago. The margin of error has been so small for our ancestors up until like right now. And then idiots are making it small again. But no, there are no idiots. There's just idiotic behavior. There's just unenlightened behavior. There's greed, hatred, and delusion, but we are all, the third noble truth. Doesn't have to be this way. Anyway, I'm just saying, don't be mean to yourself. That's all. I think that a lot of the problems that we're having are people just who have been mean to themselves. People were mean to them, and then they took on that meanness, and now they're being mean to themselves, and they just want some relief, so they're just being mean to everybody else. And I think if we just were just nicer to ourselves, gave ourselves grace. How many meditators in here realize that you can't control your thoughts? How many meditators in here still judge yourself for the thoughts that you think? Stop it!
Please, if you take away anything from our time together, just be nicer to yourself, please. I was really just unskillful person, dealing with a really unpleasant or really debilitating mental health condition that I just now am getting care for. But boy, did I try to snort and drink and gallivant my way through all my pain, but I never stopped practicing, which sucked so bad. Oh, having to come and sit with yourself after pushing your life to the edge because you can't stand living. But I still practice, and then every once in a while I'd just be like, I love you. And then I was like, wait, hold up, what? Oh yeah, I love you, like, oh yeah. Come again. And then, just became this lifelong practice of saying I love you to myself, talking to yourself the way you talk to a friend. I don't know if this is Buddhism. I don't care. Just be nice to yourself. Oh my God. People don't even consider that they can do it. Like, I can do what? Yes. That mean voice is not the only voice. Hey, notice how you feel right now. What would you say to a friend who was feeling the same way? I love you. What? Okay, now let's hear some other stuff. You're great. You are. Anything else? You're beautiful. The way you are. You are enough. Now, if y'all have hung out with me, you know I like to do this little drill, this self-compassion drill. But please, you can do it. You can just wake up and be like, good job. Seriously, you know how hard it is sometimes? Okay, so I'll just leave it at that, okay? Please, let's pour some more kindness into this. Is not a headline, but it's a happening. A bunch of people came together to listen to beautiful music and reflect on peace and kindness. That's also happening in the world. So all the loud stuff is not the only stuff. And the kindness that we show ourselves is actually very revolutionary because other forces would have us believe that we're nothing. So I think remembering that we are enough, that we are a part of life, and we can be the healing agents, just by being kind to ourselves. So I encourage you to show yourself some grace, let go of that thing, forgive yourself for whatever, celebrate your wins. Don't just have a big victory and be like, doobie-doobie-doo. No, just be like, yeah, I did that. Get yourself some ice cream, like soak it in. Okay. Are there any questions, comments, or concerns? Oh, also, okay, Trisha, you're here. Maybe you'd like to say a couple things, but let's see if anybody has something to say out here, and then we'll see if you got something. Now, I know you got something to say. The other thing I'd like to say is you heard all four of my children on this album. Help me support those four children by buying my merchandise. If you can, it is a huge help. This is, my livelihood, so I appreciate you. Questions, yes, bada bing.
Well, I'm not sure if everyone here mentioned,
Okay, that's what you were doing, Neil. Fantastic. Oh, okay. Purple.
Testing. Can everyone hear me from the front and the back?
Yes.
I feel so. Great. Well, first off, thank you so much for hosting this, guiding us through that entire journey. I'm so grateful, and I feel like this group is so receptive to you and your presence here, so thank you. As a local artist in the DC area, I have found it an interesting journey to connect with other artists and really just find who I feel like I can align with in intention. And as you have grown in your artist journey and met and connected with global touring artists, and I'm aware of your collabs and your songs, what has it been like to really find that point of connection and knowing who is right to work with in your space? Where do you know that point of alignment versus, I think we should do music in our own lanes? And as an artist, I'm really curious about knowing that, because that's sort of my next step, is to do relationships with intention. And I feel like you have a great perspective on this, perhaps.
Oh, thank you. I think the most honest answer is I don't know, but it's been a lot of trial and error, just in finding what I think what I want my voice to be as an artist. But I think what has been really helpful for me is knowing generally what I want to communicate to people. Which is be kind to yourself. Don't give up on yourself. You know, and when we say yourself, we're not talking about one person. We're talking about all the things that create a person. You know, we're talking about like the whole story of the universe. So anyway, without waxing, once I knew that is like what I really want to say, then I feel like that was like the light that could be refracted through the prism of my creativity. It's like, well, then I could say that anyway. I could say that how I dress. I could say that with gold teeth. I could say that with a book. I can say that in a song. I can say that and if I don't feel like that, if I don't feel that it's an easy channel for me to deliver that message, then I'm just not enthusiastic about it. I think being, what's been helpful for me, and I really don't like these mindfulness words, but it's okay, somatic awareness. I'm starting to say these words, y'all. Body awareness, just knowing how your body feels. Okay, like, if your body likes it, chances are, yeah, well, tricky. Okay. You know, if you got that gut feeling, so to speak, or that warm-heartedness, the fuzzies, the tingles, you know what I'm saying? Like, if there's something that your body kind of says a yes to, a healthy yes to, then I'm inclined to follow and see where it goes. But if it feels like kind of contracted and like, oh, I'm sort of like, you know, trying to make something out of this, then I just don't know if it's worth the effort, you know? So I think feeling it out in your body is a great metric for knowing what the right thing to do is. And then also getting more and more clear on just what it is you want to communicate. Like if you could just walk up to somebody and just say the thing to them, what would that thing be? And then say that thing a billion different ways, as many different ways as you like. Does that help at all?
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, yeah.
So first, a big bow of gratitude for you bringing everything to us tonight. A real joy. You use a lot of words in the songs in the book, love and kindness, compassion, a lot of wonderful words. There's one word, though, that's missing that I want to ask you to reflect on, and that's courage. Can you speak to how, over all these years, you've kind of been able to let yourself bring your music and your practice and your full self together and let it refract and let all of us see you, just you, in all of your fullness, and how much courage that takes and how you navigate that courage in the studio and when you're meditating and everywhere else.
Thank you. I think Thich Nhat Hanh always has this beautiful way of describing selflessness. When he'll talk about a flower, and he'll say, like, a flower is made of non-flower elements, right? A flower is made of earth and sun and water and, you know, and air, but none of those things are a flower, but those are the things that make a flower. And that's true for all of us. And I think that courage, in the same way that courage is made of non-courage elements, I think that for me, it is just wanting to... My dad always used to talk about the human condition when I was a kid, and like, just be like, "Oh my God, would you shut up?" But I think that's what the Buddha was talking about too, and I think that's what all of our great spiritual teachers are talking about. And there ought not be any shame in being human once you kind of get that our condition is universal, you know. So I think I was on Twitter before, in the before times, and somebody was like, how come whenever this tweet blew up? It was like, how come whenever I want to pray to God, I accidentally curse God? And the amount of people who were like, yo, me too, like, what is that? It was just about intrusive thoughts, right? But so many people, it was just like this long confessional about just how their intrusive thoughts mess up everything. And for me, I was experiencing that, you know, as a symptom of my OCD, and I was like, oh my gosh, there's so many people who have intrusive thoughts too. I thought it was just me. I thought I was just the worst person on earth. And then someone in the middle of this, I mean, thousands of people, someone was like, shared experience is the absence of shame. And I was like, oh my God. I wish I could remember who said that, but it was a Twitter person. And thank you, Twitter person. But I think courage comes from being in community. Courage comes from Sangha, from other folks who have your best interest at heart, saying it's okay to be human. And then it also comes from self-compassion, just like, okay, yeah, that was ugly, but that's not all that you are, you know. So yeah, I think courage is made of non-courage elements: community, self-compassion, and dropping any shame around being a human being. Yeah. Thanks.
Thank you. And a segue to that is one of the two books that have impacted my life most is one called The Spirituality of Imperfection by Ernest Kurtz and Catherine Ketchum. It was published in 1992. What it does is it takes 100 stories from 12 different religious traditions and shows just what you were saying, how tough it is to be human. Get over it. Accept the fact that none of us do it perfectly. It is natural to be imperfect. So I would encourage everyone to read that. And the other one is Dr. Rick Hanson's book, Buddha's Brain, The Practical Neuroscience for Happiness, Love, and Wisdom. If you read those two books, you'll be a good human being.
Thank you for that recipe.
Hey, Ofosu.
Hey, Susie.
I'm going to get real here. Something that's showing up for me in my life right now is I teach at a university, and a lot of young people are really hurting. And one of my students was a victim of a survivor of a mass shooting at a school, and came to me because the shooting that happened in Minneapolis really unglued her. And I know how much you connect with young people in your family and with other young kids, and I'm having a hard time knowing what to say to these young people who keep turning to me for hope in this world. And I was just wondering if you could speak, because I know your life has been touched by trauma and violence and things, and I just thought maybe you could say something about how you look at young people, because I feel like I'm an elder now, and I don't always know what to say. And I feel like you have some wisdom about that, maybe.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, just a breath. Yeah, I think something that's been helpful for me is also admitting that I don't know, but that I feel, that I think when you see children losing their innocence, through world events, and just, it's again, it's a part of the human condition. So there's something powerful about bearing witness and sharing space in the mystery. Something else that I think is important is to remind ourselves and others when they're suffering. After we have borne witness and validated feelings, to remind folks that when you have a headache, it can seem like that is your entire condition. But if you gently guide your attention to your right big toe, there's not much going on there. Guide it to your elbow. There's peace and stillness there. The loudest voice in the room is not the only voice in the room. The most horrible things that we see and hear are not more real than us hanging out in this Unitarian congregation tonight. They're not more real or more powerful. They're equally valid expressions of the mystery. So their own love and their own care is a part of what will heal this world. And that is not all that's going on. That's not all that's going on. It might seem that way, and it might seem like a sin to acknowledge that, but that is not all that's going on. There's more stuff happening than war and destruction. There's people meditating in mountains. There's people at soup kitchens. There's siblings helping each other. There's immigrants putting their families through school. There's just so much. Not the worst things we hear are not the whole story. So I think it's easy to say that, but if we can offer our young people just a little practice like that, like, hey, the way you can guide your attention to different parts of your body, different parts of your experience, and see that it's not all one thing. And the same is true for our society, for our planet. And so when it's not to ignore what is tragic and difficult, but you can find sources of strength in the simple kindness that you share with your friends, in the simple kindness that you have with them. This is not like, we don't have to be in a state of woe. We can ache and then strengthen each other. So I hope that is helpful. Okay. Thank you to all the volunteers who came through. Thank you to Neil, Maureen, Sona, Mike, everybody who's here. What? Tell me your name again. Lisa. Yes, and everybody. Okay, if you want me to sign something, I'm about to go over there and do that. So I'll see you over there. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Kim.